And we are back for the third time this evening. Hopefully it's third time lucky. Let's pray to the Codemaster gods. I know they all love us deep down. But let's go racing. Imola Tier 3. Carl is still here, aren't you, Carl?
Yes, I'm still here.
Thank goodness for that. I haven't lost my partner for the evening. So, yeah, let's get this party started. This time I'm
There's
confident.
our beautiful pit lane again.
For some reason, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I've seen it before.
Yeah,
Mark,
you
if
do
you
get
just
that
put Mark, if you just put deja vu again. Seriously, I really hope you haven't.
Deja vu.
Yeah, he really has. Brilliant. Great. Yeah, I just saw the message pop up in my top right. And I was like,
we could about draw that pit lane from memory now.
yeah, I reckon I could do a pretty good sketch. I honestly do. Oh, Mark's put it's deja, but okay, nice one, yes.
Oh,
hey, I can see cars! 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and we are racing, and this time straight away, the man who's made an absolutely insane start. That convertible and P4 are also really good getaway. There's a car already in the wall with an LP!
Crash. That's Ghost Rider
Rider's
gone already.
out.
So many time penalties as well.
Is that... Have we got a safety? Alright, let's get the track map on.
Yeah, safety car's out now. Yeah, safety car's out already.
This time it's not a glitch, guys. Okay, I can guarantee you that. A car did flunder himself into the wall this time. Yeah, good start.
Second vanishing, you're in yellow flags. Oof.
I didn't make a prediction also who I think is going to win. I'm actually going to go... You went DRS Neil, didn't you?
I went Neil, yeah.
I'm going to go Melvin.
That's not a bad call, actually.
Yeah, Melvin, I practiced with him earlier this week, and he is insane round here.
He's got very good pace under him. Very good pace under him, so that is a very good shout.
Yeah, he really, really does. He's missed a few weeks. He's been on holiday, but he's back now.
Tier 3 breaking records in games tonight.
Yeah, literally. But you've got some facts for us, haven't you? For
yes, I've got a few notes written down.
Come on then, throw them at me. Let's see what my terrible knowledge is like.
Well, in that case then, who holds the most race wins at this track?
Michael Schumacher.
How many?
7.
Yep. What years?
Okay, now you're asking questions. Alright. 05.
No.
Oh, okay. 02.
Shall I roll them off?
Yeah, go on. You share the years with everyone. Or see if
94.
anyone... Actually, give it a minute. See if any of YouTube chat can get them.
Knowing some of them can.
No, Mark's casually, like, steaming through,
Don't throw the book at Connor, he's already got the bad head.
Yeah, he's not wrong. But I answered that Michael Schumacher one correctly, so...
Yeah, he won in 94, 99, 2000, 2002, 2003, 2004 and 2006.
I was genuinely going to say 2002 as my next guess. I can't believe you took that from me.
Yes, 94 he did win that because we will not talk about that race weekend.
Yeah, Ryan is in a corner rocking right now after that being mentioned. But
the first race held here that was a non-championship race was in 1963.
1960, wow.
1963 was the first race here. Non-official. The first official Grand Prix race held here was on the 14th of September 1980.
Yeah.
Lap record is a 1:15.484 set by Lewis Hamilton in 2020.
Yeah.
There has been 29 races held at this track.
Yeah.
First race winner of this Grand Prix was a certain Nelson Piquet
He's not very popular with anyone, is he? Let's be honest.
No. Most constructors wins. Have a guess.
Oh, I answered this the other day. Ferrari
And
and Williams.
how many wins?
Okay, now you're asking too many questions. 7.
8. You're one off. Good guess.
Oh well, I was gonna say Schumacher had 7 of them at least. I was like, 7's a pretty safe guess here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's go away from the facts. Let's save some for when we get
Yeah.
to the next safety. Well, God forbid there is another safety car.
7. Damn it.
See, I think he went for the same reason as I did, to be honest. But
yeah. I don't know who
yeah.
got the other Ferrari win. I think it was. Oh, who was? Can't remember. It was a race between Gilles Villeneuve and I can't remember who the other Ferrari driver was, and they finished 1-2 after a flipping gargantuan scrap that day.
I want.
Can't remember who his teammate was. The only one I know is Gilles Villeneuve.
I want a piece of your memory. That's what I want. It would be nice. But let's have a quick look at the tyres, because YouTube, Manu, DAC Convertible, Single Track, the top 3, they're all on medium tyres. Error Voice in 4th has gone for the hards, and you've got quite a few that are on the mediums at the minute. I wrote the... Yep, you definitely did. So, but safety cars in this lap.
I only took some of them, Hodge. I didn't take all of them.
No. He's more saying he didn't get it right and he wrote the notes. That's more what he's stressed about. I think he wrote them and still got it wrong. Nice try though, Mark. At least you did better than me. But let's see. Where does Manu?
Then.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, let's get back to the racing. Where's he going to go? Probably out the final corner.
That's when most people go at this track. Oh no, he hasn't gone straight away. He's leaving it to the very last minute. Is DAC Convertible going to be caught napping? That's the question. Manu goes, but Dacon's right there with him. This is going to be instant attack from Dacon. You can see on his steering wheel, he's burning through the ERS. Martin's also got a big run. They're 3 wide, heading down to turn 1. There's a bit of contact, but Dacon goes through, but Manu hangs it around the outside. What a move from Manu.
Great driving by all 3. There was a bit of wheel banging, but still clean.
But here goes Martin. He's having a look into Vilna, but Dacon's very cautious. Error Voice nearly hit the back of him.
There's a few cars round at Tamburello. We've got Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, and DRS Neil down in 16th as well.
Look at the restart from Melvin, though. He's gone from 7th all the way to 4th. That is insane. Single Track also has, I missed it, but Single Track's actually managed to get past that convertible, so...
Booth has made a move into 5th place. He's got past Error Voice.
Yeah, those hards are not switching on very quickly for Error Voice at the moment. But we've actually made it a lap of the Imola circuit, which is rather impressive. So... let's see what is going to go on next. DAC Convertible, he's sort of just backed off and sort of just let Martin attack Manu in these early stages. We all saw how quick Martin was on Monday in Tier 2. But now he's going to be pressuring Manu. How quickly does he close? He's in the slipstream. He's going to go to the inside. Manu's going to go to the outside. But we've just seen how good Manu is at defending on the outside. But Martin does take the lead. He gives Manu no way to come back at him. But Manu's practically pushed him through turn 2. But now that's actually lost him a bit of time. This is going to also give DAC Convertible the opportunity into Vilna. But no, he just about backs out for the time being. Whew, these guys need to calm it down a little bit, I think. Oh, there's a car on the wall! It's B17!
Lost the car out of Villeneuve.
Safety car! Woohoo!
Back end stepped out of Villeneuve.
Yeah, I just saw him go in the background while I was watching the battle, but... wow. That was... not ideal for him. There's also McLaren in the pits. I think Scottish Ninja's had a moment somewhere. He's put on the soft tyres.
After the restart, there was about 4 cars down at Tamburello. One of them was Scottish Ninja in the McLaren.
Yeah. Okay, well that is... at least he's still going, that's the main thing. Hopefully this safety car shouldn't be out too long because the field is fairly bunched up. As long as no one comes into the pits. If anyone comes into the pits, that's it. You're in trouble. Okay, I think most of them are listening. That's good. Anyone on the softs may come in though. That is the only other thing. But it'll be interesting. So, what's your opinions in general on this circuit? And YouTube chat, you let me know as well, because you're all incredibly quiet. We've got 16 viewers with absolutely no one talking. So, other than Mark, of course. But
My honest opinion on this, my personal opinion, is I find it a complete headache. I just cannot click at this track.
yeah, no, that's fair enough. I think my opinion is it's when you hook it up, it's absolutely wonderful to drive.
Oh, definitely. When you get that lap hooked up and you finish that lap, you get such a relief.
Yeah, it's one of the most fun tracks to drive in terms of racing. No, it's too narrow.
Hodgie loves this track.
Yeah, I know. Mark's had some brilliant results. I think he's won round here in MRCX before. He got points on Monday in Tier 1. So I know Mark is definitely strong round here.
One of very few, apparently.
I know Mark, I can't remember what tracks Mark likes, to be honest. I know he loves Singapore. Well, he doesn't love Singapore, he's just insane at Singapore. It seems to be like he's just good at the tracks Lewis is good at, but then Lewis is good at every track, so... But so's Mark. Mark says he's not good at tracks, but he really is. That's the thing. So,
yeah, that's true. Mark won Tier 2 the first time we did Imola in MRC.
oh yeah, of course he did. Yeah, I remember that actually. That was a good win from Mark. You've won so many races, Mark, I forget where you win half the time. But I can say that I've never finished a race in the points at Imola. Even on my championship winning season, I crashed. That was interesting. But yeah. So
despite that,
yes.
though, you still won the championship.
Bear in mind that was right at the tail end of the season as well. After that, I was absolutely bricking the rest of the season. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh no! But I knew I had Silverstone in my banker as my banker for Australia as my banker for the next track. So I was like, okay, I'm fairly confident now. But Mark says he was just good once at Singapore. No, you're always good in the wet, especially illegal.
Oh, that tier 2
No, it's
race in the
MRCX.
wet at Singapore was horrible.
MRCX in Singapore, Mark was like, if it's wet, I don't want to race. Next thing I know, I look up at the screen, Mark is 21 seconds ahead of anyone. I'm like, okay, cool, see you later then. No, I'm pretty sure he went for a beer and then came back, sat in his car, sat back down and went, woohoo, yeah, I'm winning. So, he was like, Max...
Correction with Hodgie, it's not beer, it's rum, don't forget. It's rum, not beer.
Oh, with Mark it's anything, trust me. Anything alcoholic and that goes down him.
I only know Hodgie for the rum, that.
No, yeah, Mark and rum is like a relationship that I think he'd pick almost over anyone, to be completely honest. We should have safety car in this lap. The whole field is bunched. The next person to cause a safety car gets Mark Hodgson in their DMs.
There we go, safety car in.
Safety car's in. I wonder if Martin is going to go for a similar or very different tactic to Mr. Manu. That is the question.
Captain Hodge.
Thank you, Carl, Captain Hodge. Yeah. All aboard the Hodge Express. But let's see when Mr. Hills is going to get moving. That is the question. Right.
He'll probably go a bit different to Manu, because obviously you don't want to do the same, because you want to try and mix it up. He's gone.
He has gone. He's gone very early as well in comparison. I wonder how many people that's going to catch out. They all need to make sure they get that exit absolutely spot on. But let's see, is there anyone really close? Melvin's had a good restart. He's actually sort of... the gap says he's quite close, but he's not really catching. Everyone's very single file. Sambao's been caught napping. He's down in P9 at the moment. Arcana is right up the chaff of Jacob. Jacob's gone really deep. That's going to open up Arcana for the switchback potentially. He has a look into Villeneuve. Is he actually going to go for it into Villeneuve? No, he backs out. Right, very, very sensible. Thank goodness he did back out of it.
got a bit of a hass on the gravel, nuts running a bit wide in
Yeah.
Villeneuve.
Neil managed to gain the place out of it, so very strong from him. Manu right on the back of... Oh, did I just miss a battle? Dacon's had a moment. That's going to open up a chance for Melbourne into the middle section. It's a double right-hander. No, Melbourne knows this is not the overtaking time at the minute. But look at how close YouTube Manu is to the back of single track. Absolutely insane at the moment. This could be a
Voice
very
has just
strong...
got booth here. Just before the chicane.
Oh, there is news from the race directors. If there is another glitch this evening, Tier 4 will not run due to instability to lobbies. Yeah, that is fair enough. I mean, we've had 3 restarts of this session, so it makes sense. But Manu's still right on the back of single track. But Melbourne's also right there with that convertible at this moment in time. But Jacob Boothie sort of dropped off the back a little bit. He doesn't seem to have the pace to get near Aero Voice right now. Aero Voice has definitely heated up his tyres a bit better on this restart as well.
I'm just watching, just been watching Ziad and Donny going side by side through most of Toza, not Toza, Tamburello. Get me corners right.
Yeah. Good battle.
Oh, Ziad's lost it.
Yeah, he's had
on
a
the
big
exit
moment.
of Toza.
I'll tell you what, DRS Nils just made a great move on Donny to get into Piratella. That was a great move from him. Ninja's out.
Scottish Ninja's gone.
Safety car. Woohoo!
I don't know what happened there. He just seems to go straight into a back of somebody. I couldn't actually see a good angle of it, but all I seen was a tyre ping off a McLaren.
Yeah, we definitely have. But now, I think this is where you're going to see the medium tyre runners come into the pits, to be completely honest. Because they are...
Martin just put in YouTube chat, it's defo on reduced.
Are you sure? No, I checked the settings, trust me, I know it's on reduced. But, yes, let's wait and see. I think Marty's just set it up so he can just win with a safety car to the end, do you know what I mean? That's what I would say. But hopefully this field doesn't... hopefully the guys in the pits don't take too long to catch back up. I'm very surprised that a lot more people haven't come in there, to be completely honest. I thought the medium guys may come in for a set of hards. Mark Hodgson says, driver of the day, Mylander, yeah. I mean, I thought it was going to be him next week doing the Triple Crown, getting the race win, fastest lap and driver of the day, but it looks like it's going to be this week as well.
That's Monaco, that's next week.
Yeah, that's what I mean, next week, that's what I thought he was going to do, the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's doing it tonight as well.
There's a reason there's a safety car on the promotional poster.
Yeah, well, next week the intro is going to be, hello guys and welcome to the Safety Car Grand Prix. That's going to be the intro for everyone next week, I'm pretty sure. Mark said we may see an Aston win tonight. Yeah.
Most laps led Aston Martin.
I think it's very reasonable to predict that, yes. To be completely honest. Yeah, I think... how many did we have in Tier 2?
I like Aston.
How many did we have in Tier 2? Was it 4?
I weren't counting, I was too busy focusing on driving to be counting.
So, yeah, alright, we had 4 in Tier 2, we had 3 I think in Tier 1, and we
had 3 virtuals in Friday.
Yeah, and we've had 3 in Tier 3 already, so he's already led 10 laps this week. Well, no, not 10 laps. On average, 3 laps per time he's been out. He's led 30 laps, which is nearly a race distance.
Yeah. Well, for half a full race distance, but a full race distance for us as we run 50%.
Mark, focusing on the apex. Oops, on that one. Yeah, he's led nearly a race distance already. So I think that we should personally award Bert Mylander 25 points for tonight's race. That's just my opinion. He's definitely got driver of the day.
He's getting his money's worth.
We don't even need to take a vote for that at the end of the day. He's definitely getting it.
No.
Focus on the next one. Missed it.
He's that good of a driver. He only comes out when needed.
Yeah, exactly. And then he just leads the race like it's nothing. No one even. Everyone respects him that much. They don't try and overtake him.
After you.
I mean, I did have the most. I think the most depressing.
Hey, he's bored. He's bored now. He's turned his lights off.
Well, I mean, he's now just led a race distance officially over the duration of this week. So, he's like, okay, I've won a race now. That is that. But, now we get going. Please, for the love of God, guys, do not
Martin,
crash.
it's over to you. Martin is now the de facto safety car.
Martin, if you get a chance, please read YouTube chat and listen to Mark's perfectly normal explanation of how to drive a track. Hit the apexes. What is the address of the Imola circuit? Ooh.
What is it, play?
RG something. But single track gets going, and Manu's still right there. He's stuck to him. But that is all that's going on at the minute.
Convertible caught napping a bit. He's a second off.
Manu is right. Melbourne is right behind him at the moment. Martin's had a few struggles in turn 2 because look at Manu. He's right there, but he does back out. Manu is very, very mature with his driving. I am starting to really see that.
Gekke's just lost it.
He better not be in the wall. If he
Out
is, that
to
is
turn
that.
3, he's in the wall, but he's still going. He ain't.
I was about to be in Gekke's DMs then for a minute.
He's lost a wing, but he's still going.
Well, that's the main thing. That is for sure. At least he's still going.
Whoa, Mutsnut's going a bit deep into Piritalot.
Oh, okay.
Losing a few spots.
Mark's got the safety car. That Imola. What's the address of the Imola circuit was for safety cars. So, yeah. That convertible 3 seconds. That is not going to help him at all in his chase for the guys in front. He is dropping the pace a little bit. Melbourne is sort of starting to read him in a little bit now. Boofy's also this time. Boofy's made a much better restart this time. He's right on the back of Error Boys. So let's see how it gets. Oh, the Ferrari in the background. And Jacobs had a huge twitch outside the second Rabatza. So that's going to have cost him a little bit. Martin's just taken the fastest lap off Bern Mylander. So congrats on that, I guess. But
just watching DRS Neil going down the inside of Donna. Makes the move stick on the hard tyres.
very good move. DRS Neil's definitely starting to carve his way through the field here, but he's already 3.9 seconds now behind Jacob, which is a big old gap. But like you said, he is on the alternative strategy, which means he can quite easily make the time back up. But what else have we got going on? Melbourne has got past that convertible. That is what's happened. That's into P3. Now Melbourne's going to be trying to hunt down the Frenchman in front of him.
Oh, Erebos has lost it at
Melbourne's had a moment as
eh?
well outside of the right-hander. Erebos has lost it. He's dropped an awful lot of places. But
Jacobs took advantage of that. He's now in P5.
Yeah, Boofy must have got caught up because Jacob was about a second or so behind Boofy, which cost him a little bit. But I've got a feeling Dacon's going to try and move back here on Melbourne. So let's have a little look. Phil L. Who is here? Monster. No, Monster's not here. But let's see. Is Dacon close enough? He's not. He's actually lost a bit of time out of the
19.4 on hards. He's really getting his foot down, trying to make up for lost time.
He really is. You know, I said he was 3.9 seconds behind 6th place. He's now 1.2.
He's 1 point. He's just under a second.
He's absolutely.
Well, he is under a second now.
Oh. Melbourne,
Boofy's going
just
very, very slowly.
It looked like Boofy kind of just let him go there. Almost didn't fight it, but... strange. But Melbourne has already caught right up to the back of Manu, which, don't forget, is for the provisional lead of this race, because obviously Martin gets his demotion. So, yeah, let's see. But Melbourne right on the back. I did say Melbourne. You said Manu. No, you said Neil, didn't you, for the win?
Yeah, I went Neil.
Yeah, I was flip-flopping between Manu and Melbourne, and I went with Melbourne. So let's see which of these two. Dacon's starting to drop off. He's losing time to these guys. DRS Neil now right on the back of Fire Rooster as well for P5. I wonder when he's going to join this battle for the lead. But let's see.
Those hards really working for him at this moment in the race.
Yep, he's managed to switch them on very, very quickly. Let's see what is. Melbourne is closing like crazy here on Manu. Let's see, he's gone for the outside line. He's going to be able to swing it in. Manu's very smart. He just kind of backs out of it. I wonder if Manu's tyres have dropped off quicker than anybody else's. That's 6 seconds down for Dak Convertible as well. That's going to hurt him.
Neil got Jacob under DRS into turn 1, so he's made another place. He's 3.2 behind Convertible.
He did. Next up for Neil is Dak Convertible. So now let's see. The thing is, come the end of this race, Neil is going to be absolutely frightening on those medium tyres.
Oh, yeah.
But I tell you what, we're just coming up to half distance, which is going to be fun.
Field's quite spread.
Arcana with the fastest lap now as well, so that's big from him. Boofy's just made the move in the middle sector on FireJ. That's huge. So that's a brave place to make a move. I think he made it into Piratella. But yeah, great from him. Error Voice is now right on the back of Sambao as well for P11. Let's see what he's going to be able to do. We all know Error Voice is insanely fast. I don't think this is one of his favourite tracks after talking to him though this week, so it is.
DRS Dak Convertible's in.
And he's just in the pit lane as well. I think Dakon might be going for a record of penalties here, because right now he's definitely getting quite a few. But this race is starting to calm down a little bit. The gaps are starting to form. There is FireJ right on the back of Boofy though. That is the battle right now for P.
I'd say that's apart from, I think, Sambal and Error Voice, Jacob and Boothie are probably about the... Oh, he's got 3 seconds there as Jacob on the exit of Villeneuve.
Yeah,
but I think those are really the 2 closest battles on track at the moment.
Yeah, Manu's got back within a second of Melbourne as well, so this is another little battle starting to form here. So that's going to be interesting moving forward, that is for sure. I think this is a battle we might see now, because till the end of the season, Manu and Melbourne, these two are both very, very strong drivers, so let's see how it goes. Rob Smith is now right on the back of Jacob as well. Jacob's really lost a bit of pace here, and Rob Smith is... I think the issue now for the medium guys is their tyres are going. So...
Well, it's round about that area. I mean, even with the safety cars, it's just the tyre wear and just a lack of grip, and it's a pain when they start going. You just lose pace.
Rob Smith side by side, but now he's going to go for a move on Boofy as well, it looked like. But no, he backed out of the Boofy one, but he manages to get Jacob into turn 1. Avanash has just made a move on Jazzboy as well for P9. He got that done into turn 1, so next up for Avanash is Error Voice.
Well, Boothie gone very wide out of Villeneuve, which has allowed both Rob Smith and Jacob to gain those places.
Yeah, but I think Boofy's actually going to come back a little bit on Jacob on the exit here. Manu's got past Melbourne. I think Melbourne's had a moment somewhere because he's done it through the middle sector. I think those mediums are starting to go now like crazy.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, like you were saying, because with Boothie, he's still sticking to the back of Jacob.
Yeah, he definitely is. I'll tell you what though, Neil's not making the inroads.
Jacob's gone horribly out of the chicane, which has allowed Boothie to go straight back through.
Yeah, I think these tyres are really starting to hurt people now. Melbourne stayed out.
Manu's come in
though.
pit lane.
5 seconds. Oh, it's so easy to do. This is one of the worst pit lanes on the game.
The line, comes at you so quickly. I mean,
Boofy's in.
I think it was Chris that told me that as you're going into the pit lane, there's a white line before the actual pit line where you have to put your limiter on.
Yeah.
He was telling me to use that as a reference for the pit entry. There's a white line as you're just going into the pit lane.
Yeah.
But it
That
comes
is,
at you so quick.
yeah. That is definitely the case. It's one of the worst. It's such a narrow pit entry as well, which is just going to cause
Yeah.
all sorts of issues. Ziad's now having a little look at Jadu Don. You said these two were having a brilliant scrap earlier. Let's see if they can do it again. It looks like they're gonna. Good move from Ziad into turn 1, running outside. That is P12 for him. Dakar Vertibal's right on the back of Mutsnuts. He's actually made the move on Mutsnuts, rounding outside in the hairpin. Brilliant driving from Dakar. Good move.
Obviously taking advantage of the fresh rubber.
Yeah, Ziad's got 3 seconds. Don't forget though, Dakar. Let's have a little look at the penalties quickly while we can. So, Jacob's got 3 seconds. Jazzboy 5, Manu 5, Dak Convertible 11, Ziad 3, Boofy 3, and Geke Matthews on 5. But I think he got that around about the start of the race, if I'm not mistaken. So,
possibly.
yeah, I think I remember something popping up with Geke at the start of the race. Our voice is now in the pits as well. I think some of these medium runners are maybe looking to go to softs now at the end.
Oh, definitely. The chance is there because we've had 3 safety cars, so the chance is there for obviously the switch to the soft tyre.
Yeah, I tell you what is quite surprising right now though, that is the fact that DRS Nil is not really making the inroads you'd expect on Melvin. That gap's hovered around 4 seconds now for about 10, well, since DRS Nil
he's just got 3 seconds in Aqua Minerale.
Yeah, he has. I was watching on board with him for the time being as well, so... But I'll tell you what, Arcana's now, the close battle on track at the minute is Arcana versus Aero Voice in the battle for P12, so...
Gets on the gravel out of Villeneuve, does Arcana.
That's going to hurt him a little bit there, isn't it? So, in his pursuit of the Dutchman ahead of him, why is the Dutchman weaving like crazy? I'm guessing he's trying to get heat.
Probably trying to get a bit heat, yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Trying to get those mediums woke up.
Yeah, I tell you who's... Sorry for the black screen, guys. That's my bad. I disconnected my mic. I really do apologise. That is my bad. But Jazzboy has had a really...
Oh, Booth is not in his car. His car's ghosted.
Oh, that's a massive shame. Jazzboy has had an absolutely insane race here, hasn't he? He's sort of come from nowhere to actually... He's not going to be able to go to the end on those mediums. You can't do 22 laps on a set of mediums. You just can't.
No, it's pretty... At the end of the day, for just staying out of trouble, you can gain from just keeping clean and out of trouble.
Yeah, I tell you what though, Dak Convertible likes that hairpin. He's just made a move on Abanash into the hairpin, so that's incredible from him.
Must be an overtaking spot of his. Oh, he's gone very...
wide into
Gone a bit deep at Piratella, yeah.
So, yeah.
Keeps it tidier in Aqua Minerale though.
He does. The field is very, very spread at the moment. So let's have a... We're past mid-race. Let's have a look at... Have you changed your prediction for the winner?
I do like your shout at Melvin because he's really controlling it there. Yes, he's about 5.3 seconds off Martin, who's leading, but he's controlling well, and that gap between him and Neil is not... It's kind of stabilised, so I do like your call for Melvin.
Yeah,
but I'm sticking with Neil. I'm sticking with my guns.
The one issue with Neil is he's got that 3 seconds now. Yes, he's going to have the quicker time. Well, we say that.
Yeah.
I think there's every chance him and Melbourne now are probably going to go to the soft tyres. So...
Oh, yeah.
So, they're actually going to have the same tyre come the end of this race, which makes that stint from Melbourne even more incredible, bearing in mind, like we said, DRS Neil's only taken about a second and a bit out of Melbourne over the duration of about, I think it's about 10 to 12 laps now, so...
Yeah, I think the hard tyres are getting to the point now where they're not as strong as they were as he was carving through the pack, so obviously he's got to that part where there's no pace left in him, and he's just trying to manage. As Melvin's pitting.
Yeah. Oh, 10 laps on a set of softs. That doesn't sound too great, does it, to be completely honest? But,
It is the soft tyres, like you were saying as well.
yeah, I'm not surprised. I had a feeling I was gonna try this strategy on Monday, but we had too many safety cars for me to be able to make it work, to be completely honest.
Question is, will Neil see that and try and cover him off?
It all goes by how he feels about his pace, I guess, at this point. I mean, I tell you what, though, is Rob Smith going to go to the end here?
Yeah, because he too is on the hard tyre, and he's got no penalty. Dacon's got another 3 seconds.
The only thing is, he's going to have to do 26 laps on a set of hards if he wants to go to the end here. That seems a bit too much to ask.
That is quite a stretch.
Yeah.
That is definitely a stretch.
But at the same time, at this point, he's almost got nothing to lose by doing it, has he, really?
No.
So, and this is pretty historically a very, very hard track to overtake at. Let's see, is Neil going to react to Melvin, though? That's the question. The AlphaTauri driver. This is probably the first and the last time you're ever going to... Well, Martin's in the pits. He's now pitted. Obviously, he's getting a 4-place demotion. Is Neil going to react to Melvin? He's not. He's actually going to carry on. So, obviously, Neil feels like he's strong enough on pace at the minute. Tell you what, though, Melvin's got a bit of an issue at the minute, because he's actually under a bit of pressure from that convertible behind him.
Yeah, he went deep out of the chicane, so that's probably allowed Melvin a bit of breathing space. But he's keeping to the back of the gearbox of the Red Bull, even with the amount of penalties he's got. But
yeah,
he's going for it.
The other interesting battle we've got forming at the minute, Nuts is trying to get Arcana for P10 at the moment. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But I tell you what, Jazzboy, he's made another pit. He's now down in P11. I tell you what, though, another safety car could really tip this race. And I tell you what, if you're Neil right now, the one thing you do want is a safety car.
You want a safety car, because then you've got that. You got 12 seconds to the car behind.
Yeah.
So it gives you 13 now.
Yeah, Nuts though, he's got the DRS on Arcana. I don't think Arcana goes to the inside. Nuts switches to the outside. Nuts is through. Job done. He will be delighted with that. I'll see who else has had
You got Sandball all over Avanash's gearbox for 14th.
Yeah, let's have a little look at that one actually as well. I mean, Abanash is now right over Arcana's gearbox as well, so I think maybe Arcana had a bit of a moment somewhere in the first sector, because like we said, he was right by Nuts, wasn't he? So
yeah,
I wonder if he's had a moment. Is Abanash gonna look round the outside into Piratella? He's not. He tried to switch back, but Arcana had him covered. He saw it coming. Rob Smith is in the pits as well, so he's now gone for the soft tyres. This could force Neil into reacting to him though.
Oh, definitely.
Because I tell you something, Melvin is now within the pit window of DRS Nil, so I'm rather surprised that we haven't seen DRS Nil in yet. He obviously feels like he's going to have the pace in the second part of this race to get near them, but he needs to pull that 3 seconds as well. But I've also just realised YouTube Manu's actually leading this race at the moment. But again, 3 seconds. He's got it to Melvin at the moment, but how long is he going to have it for? That's the thing.
Well, it's he's about in that window still, but it depends how quickly Melvin is on those softs, and he's obviously quick on the softs because he's currently the fastest car on track.
Yep, he definitely is. So let's
getting a nice distant tow from Martin in front as well.
Well, Melvin knows he doesn't need to fight.
No.
Melvin, yeah, he doesn't need to fight Martin. That's not who he's fighting.
That's one thing I will say about Melvin. He's very smart of who he fights and who he isn't. He knows whose his battles are, so he's very clever with that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, last season I spent a lot of time racing with Melvin, particularly in the Tier 3 races, and he's one of the hardest but fairest racers you'll come up against in this league, that is for sure. And trying to outsmart him is near on impossible. So let's have a little look though in the battle for P7, because Eric Voice now is in the DRS of J. Dudon. For some reason he didn't have his flap open that time around though. So That seemed a
Probably just outside the DRS detection.
Yeah, quite possibly. Abinash now right on the back of Mutznuts.
Melvin's got 3 seconds.
Oh, that levels the playing field. Now they know. Now Melvin knows he has to get past Manu. It's absolutely pivotal. Abinash goes through on Mutznuts. That's huge. Dak convertible, another 3 seconds. This is going to drop him an awful lot of places. I say that. He's actually got a relatively big gap to a lot of drivers here, has Dakon. He's got about 10 seconds at the minute to Jadu Don, and obviously Donny's only got 3 seconds, so
he's not gonna. He's probably not. If he keeps it clean for the rest of this race and doesn't get any more, he'll probably lose less places than we'll probably think.
He's probably going to drop to 8th. 7th.
So he'd lose
8th at the moment. Yeah.
He'll probably lose about 2 or 3 places, which ain't too.
But then
much
he'll
of
gain 2 back as well. Remember, from single track and error voice. So.
Yeah. So he's not going to be missing out at all, as error voice is making a move on the inside of Donny with DRS.
He definitely is. Let's have a look. Single track right on the back of Manu now as well. He actually has a look on the run down to Piratella, and he's got it done. Manu doesn't put up much of a fight. He know it'll be Melvin that Manu really tries to fight with. They're both on 3 seconds. Let's go and have another look at the penalties. Oh, Manu's on 5. So it doesn't even the playing field at all. Dak on 17 seconds. Okay, he's going to drop a lot more than I expected.
Okay then.
Ziad 3 seconds, Donny 3 seconds, Fire J Rooster 3 seconds, Mutznuts 3 seconds, Gekke's got 5, Boofy 3, and Arcana's on 6. Yeah, this day, yeah, 17 seconds of penalties is an awful lot for Dakon, to be completely honest.
Yeah, well, it's his first race back, and obviously he hasn't raced at all this season. It's his first actual race he's done this season.
Don't forget the lines turned off as well, so
I wasn't going to mention that.
I was. But no, I'm joking, Dakon, you're doing well. Rob Smith though now right on the back of Jadu Don. That's the battle for P8. Rob Smith's got no penalty. He's going to gain a lot of positions here as Rob Smith.
Yeah, keeping it clean as always, penalty free.
Yeah, he's Mr. Consistent in Tier 3. He has been for quite a few seasons now. Another man I was really fighting with all of last season, just like Jackster. So, let's have a look. But Rob Swift's going to try and go around the outside in the hairpin. And he's going to get the traction on the exit because he's on those soft tyres. Jadu Don still trying to keep it there, but he just knows he hasn't got the grip to compete with Rob Smith at the moment. And what a move that was for P8.
Melvin's within striking distance of Manu. He's in that DRS window, so we'll see him possibly make the move down into turn 1.
The question I have at the minute though is, has Melvin almost come like out a little bit too... Did he come in a bit too early for those soft tyres, and now it's going to start
well, he's flashing as well, so he's probably not got a lot of ERS deployment. To be honest, Manu's also flashing as well, so he's not got much ERS to use as well.
I do think, though, potentially you may see Manu come back here at the end of the race, because Melvin's tyres will be 10 laps old by the end of this, well, 11 laps. So you may see
the gap
Manu
between Martin and Neil isn't closing that quickly.
No, it's really not. So Neil still hasn't pitted, by the way.
No, Neil's doing a very good job controlling the pace out front.
Actually, genuinely asking a question here. Neil can go to the end.
He can.
I didn't pick that up.
Oh, we've got a Alfa Romeo going slow out of Piratella.
Is that? I think that may be Mr. Convertible. It is, because now he's got Ziad for company. With a mixture of error voice as well. Ziad's actually through. I think Dakon had a moment somewhere or another. Oh, he's gone really wide. He's round. Dakon spun. What an awful day this has turned into for Dakon after such a great qualifying. But Just keep your head and keep going. It's only your return week, so there's still a lot more races to come for you this season, I'm sure. But Manu's actually hung on really well to Melbourne here.
I don't think there's much pace left in those softs of Melbourne. There's
That comes out.
Now, yeah, that's in the pit lane.
Yeah, I hope he had rear wing damage, that's all I'm saying.
Ooh, Manu had such a good drive out of Acque Minerali, near enough tapping the gearbox of Melvin.
I tell you something, I'm watching Manu carefully. He brakes insanely late for that chicane. For that double chicane.
I saw that as well, yeah.
He brakes incredibly late. I wonder if Melbourne's tyres are already starting to go, you know, because now we obviously have... I think Neil's...
Manu's got 3 seconds.
Neil made... Oh, that's 6. That's 6 for Manu. That's going to cost him big time. No, that's, sorry, 8 now altogether, because he had 5 seconds, so that's huge. But Neil's absolutely played a blinder here. Like an actual blinder. Because Martin is not catching him. Not at the rate he needs to anyway.
I think we're at that point now with the softs where the pace is not there now, so it's just trying to manage the tyres now. I think it's at that phase.
Yeah. Very, very likely.
Ooh, Manu gets a bit of a twitchy situation with the ghost of Boothie.
Yeah. Boothie didn't come back, did he? I don't think, to the lobby.
I don't think so, no.
Yeah. Big shame for him. That is for sure. But let's continue on. There's a lot of good battles.
The gap between Melvin and Manu's opened up to 1.2 because of the ghosted car.
Yeah, we've got 1 lap to go, and I tell you something, Neil looks like he's going to have played an absolute blinder here. So, he, by some miracle, I honestly didn't pick up on the fact that he had already pitted. I really didn't. Oh, Aaron Boyce has got past Ziad.
So's Rob Smith.
Ziad's in the pits, that's why.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's probably... Well,
he's going soft tyre.
I'm guessing he's probably just trying to steal that fastest lap right at the end. So...
Not a bad idea.
Well, I mean, he's tier 1, he doesn't really need it, to be completely honest. But
it's not a bad idea. It steals a point off of someone. I think Melvin still holds the fastest lap, if I'm not mistaken, as Manu's gone past Melvin.
Yeah.
I think Melvin's made a mistake, yes.
He has. Now, can Manu build that gap? He's got 1 lap to gain... Hold on, 5 seconds I think it is. Let's have a look at penalties. Yeah, he's got to gain 5 seconds on Melbourne to win this race, to be able to take 2nd place. So, let's see. Let's keep an eye on that gap for the last lap. Melbourne's obviously made a mistake. I think Melbourne's tyres have really, really gone. I did say I think Manu could come back at Melbourne here, didn't I?
Yeah.
So, let's have a little look. I wonder if Rob Smith can kind of get error voice by the end of this race as well. That gap is coming down crazy fast. So, I'll tell you what though.
Just over 2 seconds.
The one of the drivers have a lot of credit today is Jazz Boy. Like, he's really had a quiet race but delivered some points back. And I know he's a driver that's been struggling with outline a little bit. So, great to see him up there in P9.
Yeah. I mean, he's been racing his own race, staying out of trouble.
Yeah, definitely has. But let's have a look at the race leader. He's coming into the final complex of this track. He's got a lot of lap cars to navigate though. Not exactly getting out of the way very quickly for him. But he's coming into...
Look, I think that's Arcana and Mutts Nuts.
Yeah, but he's coming into Ravazza 1 and into Ravazza 2. DRS Neil will take an absolutely stunning victory here in Tier 3 at Imola. Single track will bring the car home on track in P2 at least, but will lose it to this man, well, to Melvin, who's actually going to get P2. Manu will take P3 overall. He's got 5 seconds for an unserved penalty. That's a bit harsh, if you ask me. But Error Voice will come home in P5, but again will be another driver with a demotion. Rob Smith, I think his tyres went on the last lap.
Yeah, he's about 4 seconds off now, but he's still going to get P5.
Yeah, he is overall. Good recovery from him. Donny will be the next to cross the line.
I think it could be P4 actually, because of Martin's drop as well, so it's looking possibly P4 there.
Yeah, he will be, yeah. So, Rob Smith had a fairly good day at the office there. He'll be pretty happy with that.
Jazz Boy gets 8th because of Jacob's penalties.
Good result for him. Does Ziad take the fastest lap on the final lap? Of course he does. He will also get 4th place demotion, which will promote Abanash, Sambal and Arcana, ironically, into the point. Well, no, just Abanash into the points.
It'll put Abanash in the points.
Yeah. So that's good for him. And then Arcana's going to be the last of the finishers. And that is that. We finally got to the end of Tier 3, which is more than I expected, if I'm completely honest. But, yeah.
Games gives Ziad driver of the day.
Yeah, I mean, we'll read out the standings and I'll get you to choose your driver of the day. And no, you cannot pick Burton Mylander. I mean, we did actually go 20 laps without him, so pretty impressive if you ask me. But your grid, well, your provisional grid as well, of course, there is stewarding to come. DRS Neil takes the win. Single Track will be 2nd. Melvin will be 3rd. YouTube Manu in 4th. Error Voice 5th. Rob Smith in 6th. J2 Don in 7th. Jazz Boy 8th. Fire J Rooster in 9th. Ziad in 10th. Avanash 11th. CPG Sambal in 12th. Arcana 13th. Mudsnuts 14th. Geke 15th. Boofy 16th. Your DNS were Dakar Verbal, Scottish Ninja, B17 and Ghost Rider. Carl, who's your driver of the day?
I think I'm going to take a tip out of your book and probably say Jazz.
Yeah, I think he deserves a lot of credit.
But then with me, I'm torn between Neil and Jazz, to be fair, because Neil...
That's exactly the situation I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Neil because he pitted early and then had that amount of pace on the hard tyres after.
I think it weren't the pace, he was more or less looking after them tyres, making sure they got as long as he wanted, which he did.
Yeah, I think it's impossible not to give him driver of the day, in my opinion. Obviously, shout out to Jazz as well, and even Donny as well. Don't forget, he started P19, comes home in P7.
Yeah, Donny with a very good race.
But yeah, so driver of the day, I think we're both agreed on Neil with a shout out to Jazz.
Yeah,
boy.
we'll have to go Neil with a shout. Yeah, shout out to Jazz, but we'll give it to Neil.
Yeah, well, that'll be it for Tier 3. Tier 4 will be live as soon as humanly possible. Obviously, we had a lot of glitches in this lobby, so just be around to wait for your invites, and then obviously all the viewers, you just get ready and waiting. A link will be posted in the Discord, and get your notifications on to see whenever we go live. But that's it from me now until Monaco on Friday. So we're there, we're going to be in the streets. Carl, I'm sure we'll hear you again in the box soon. I'm not sure when you're next on.
I don't know when I'm next on either.
Well, I'm sure it won't be long anyway, but have a good evening, everyone. Take care and good night.